Hey everyone, today I want to share something simple but powerful, the practice of mindfulness and how it helps us reconnect with the nature that surrounds us. Mindfulness is about being fully present. It's about stepping out of our busy minds and into the moment we are living in, right here, right now. When we slow down and become truly mindful, we begin to notice our surroundings in a whole new way. The chirping of birds become a melody we hadn't heard before. The way sunlight filters through trees, or the way a flower leans toward the light. It all starts to feel more vivid, more real. In nature, nothing is rushed. Trees grow patiently, rivers flow with ease, and when we are mindful, we start to move with the same sense of calmness and awareness. We feel more grounded, more alive, more connected, not just to ourselves, but to the world around us. Just a few quiet moments outdoors, breathing deeply and truly noticing your surroundings can lift your mood, ease your stress, and bring a sense of peace that no screen could ever replace. So, the next time you are walking to school, sitting in a park, or even just standing by a window, pause, take a breath, listen, look, and let yourself be in the moment. Before we start today's session, I would like to give a brief summary of last week's program. At the beginning of the session, Swami Nuhansu told us how mindfulness allows us to experience nature more fully. Then we practiced mindful walking and mindful sitting for about 10 minutes, followed by reading and discussing our reports with the group. Finally, we wrapped up the program with a fun activity, making a bunny craft, which was led by Niranjanti and Kinityanti, and concluded the program. Now, I would most respectfully like to invite Venerable Dhamma Oshada Thero to start the program. Asrai Swami Namaste.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Wonderful.
we can hear.
Wonderful. First of all, I am happy to join the kids session. Today, I will be stepping in for Venerable Dhamma Kusala for the kids program. So welcome, everybody. Like Tenuka it is?
Yes, Swami Namaste.
Like Tenuka introduced. Thank you for the introduction. I have been watching these programs for a little while, and I can see that we have very intelligent and vibrant kids on here. So again, I am happy to join all of you. Well, today's topic is this quote that says, "Remember then that there is only one important time, and that time is now. Remember then that there is only one time, that there is only one important time, and that time is now." Now, this relates very much to our practice of mindfulness. Always making effort to be in the present moment, We are always trying to know where our mind is at any given moment. And when we put this into practice during the sitting meditation, the walking meditation, or even just when we are going about our normal lives, when we apply this being in the present moment, being in the now, then our lives kind of becomes easier. So many things happen in the life, so many unfavorable things, things that we are not very happy with, and also things that we are happy with. All life is made up of all these things, good and bad. So whatever the case, when we are always with ourselves in the present moment, this now, this very important place, which is right here, we always tend to have control of our life, no matter what happens, whether it is good or bad. We find that we always remain calm. We always remain peaceful, focused, confident. We always remain connected to what is happening around us. And that is why we practice mindfulness, so that we can train our minds to always learn how to come back to this very important time that is now. For example, I think this would be a good way to get to know all of you a little bit more, since this is my first time to meet you. I would like to know, there's quite a number of participants on this Zoom meeting right now. So I'd like to know, are we all from Sri Lanka? Are we in Sri Lanka right now? I'm in Sri Lanka. So could someone unmute and tell us where you're from? Anyone?
Avasarai Bante, we have kids from different countries, different places, so we will let them speak up. Tenuka, you can maybe let them unmute, give them the chance.
Lavir, you can unmute.
I live right now in New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay. Great.
Next, Olu can unmute.
I'm in UK right now.
Sorry, what's that?
UK.
The UK. Okay, great.
Fasa can unmute.
I live in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Perhaps I'm your neighbor. Great, okay.
Sanhita, you can unmute.
I live in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka as well. Okay. Maybe a couple more, but no more than that. Then we can continue. Yes, next.
Next, we had can unmute.
I live in UK in England.
In the UK. Great. Next.
Next, we have Niranja auntie.
Hi Bante, I'm Niranja and I'm from Oman.
Oman, that's the Middle East.
Yes, Bante.
All right, great. And who else?
Sehara and Vinit.
That's all?
We live in Australia.
Australia. Australia, okay. And I see Pansilu. Pansilu, would you like to speak?
Fansil, you can.
Zaminansa, I'm also from the Middle East, UAE.
UAE. Great. All right. So we are all from different parts of the world right now. And we are on this Zoom meeting. Doesn't matter the location, all of us are here together now. And I feel very fortunate to be able to meet you. And so back to our topic, being in the present moment now. Being in the now, this very important time, it helps us to always be connected to what we are doing. Like I said, it always helps us to stay focused. And this quality of mind that we get when we are here in the now, it makes us feel very peaceful, makes us feel in control. And I believe all of you practice mindfulness. We practice mindfulness of sitting and mindfulness of walking and mindfulness in our day-to-day life. And I know when you look back and you compare yourself before starting mindfulness and after starting mindfulness, I know some of you might notice that there are changes that are happening in you. Perhaps you are more calm. You feel that you are able to remember things very easily. And when you are in some, let's say, stressful or hard situations and you become mindful, you bring your mind to the present, you find that there is calmness within you. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but let's see, is it focused? This is a bottle with some water in it and some glitter. I don't think it's showing very well, but I can see it. Oh, yeah, that looks good, right? So this bottle, it represents our mind. When we have so many thoughts, so many things going through our mind, we are noticing so many things in the world around us, then our mind looks like this. Everything is just, there's a whirlpool in this bottle, making all the glitter disturbed and going up and down. But when we practice mindfulness, when we bring our attention to this moment, when we come back to the here and now, then our mind starts to settle down and we don't feel very agitated. If we are fearful, we don't feel very fearful anymore. If we are anxious or nervous, the anxiety starts to settle. And if you can see this bottle, is my hand big enough for this? Yep. Yeah, I see all the glitter that was up here. It's all starting to settle down. Oh no, my camera is not cooperating. It's blurring out exactly the bottle alone. Well, anyways, I know you've seen one of these before. This thing, and as you can see now, all the glitter has kind of settled to the bottom. And what do you notice is that this has only happened when I hold the bottle still. Previously, the bottle was shaking all over the place. That was a representation of our own mind when we are always thinking about things, worrying about things, remembering things from the past or planning things in the future. Our mind is always, looks like it's shaking like that. But when we bring our mind to the present moment, it looks like that, very still. And everything that was in there, it just comes, it just sits at the bottom, it settles. And in this stillness, we feel very happy, very joyful. We feel that we are focused and we are, let's say, in control of things. Now, I would like to ask a question. Could someone tell me one example in your own life of when you've situations that you have to go through or events that you have to attend, or just things that are happening in your life. And when you think about them, you get some sort of agitation. That means maybe you worry a little bit, you become nervous. For example, if you're attending school and there is a big exam coming up, how does that make you feel? Or maybe your teeth have started to fall out and your mother or your father or your parent says, tomorrow we are going to the dentist and is going to pull out that tooth. How does that make you feel? So you can take a moment and just think, what are the situations that I have faced in the past, or maybe I will face in the future, that make me worry a little bit? If anyone is ready to answer, please go ahead.
Laviru, you can.
In the past, I worried a little bit about like exams and stuff, but then now it has like reduced like very much, and then I don't really like worry about it that much now.
Ah, great. Great. Another example? Anybody? Yes, Tenuka.
So in answer, maybe for the subjects that I haven't planned properly in studying, maybe a subject that I'm not that fond of.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So when you have to sit for an exam in this subject and you have not studied for it, then it makes you worry, right?
Yes, short answer.
Ah, it's a good example. And Laviru, you also spoke about exams? Yes, yes. Okay. Yes. Now you see, this is just how our life is. We are bound to face situations that we have expectations when we do exams. Everybody wants to pass the exams. Nobody wants to fail, right? And so this wanting, you're wanting for something in the future, that may I pass this exam? I don't want to fail. So there are things that you want and there are things that you don't want. Now, this only happens when we are not mindful. Wanting things and not wanting things. But when we are mindful, we are in the present moment and we understand right now I am having thoughts about the future. And if I want to pass my exams, there is something I have to do, and that is to study for the exams. And so you see, when we train our mind, when we train our mind to always be with us, we kind of find solutions to the things that we have to do, to the problems that we are going to face in the future. And so what we do is we study for the exams. Some people might not find this to be very useful, but just this little thing called mindfulness, it helps you to think clearly. So therefore, when you study for your exams and when you're sitting right there, you don't have to worry at all because you know that you study and you feel confident. You covered all the items in that topic that are required of you. And so when you sit for the exams, you feel quite confident, you feel comfortable. You don't have to worry about not having enough time and things like that. So that is one important thing about always bringing ourselves to the present moment, always being here in the now. And there is another quote. I mean, we are sticking to this quote, of course, but they say that the best time to plant a tree, a big tree, big, beautiful tree with big fruits and beautiful flowers, the best time to plant that tree was 10 years ago. Trees take a long time to grow and, become big and beautiful. So the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, right? However, if you did not plant that tree 10 years ago so that you can have this big, beautiful tree with big fruits and beautiful flowers, then the next best time is now. Because when you do that now, then at least you can be certain that in the future, there will be the results, and these results will be good. And this is why it's always important that we always bring ourselves to the present moment, and then we have no fear for the future. Because we know that now what I am doing, it is going to create good results for the future. And that is why we have to keep on remembering to be in the present, whether we are sitting, whether we are walking, or whether we are going about our daily routines in life, going to school, coming back home, doing our homework, washing, bathing, etc. Yes, so what's our time right now? Are we still good on time?
Yes, Bante, we can even move to the practice part, but we still have more time if if Bante wants to extend the discussion a bit.
Well, I think we've said quite a bit about that. That should be sufficient for now. And so I think we can move on to the next item, which I believe is mindful walking, right?
That's right, Bante.
Yes, wonderful. And I'm seeing some very young fellows here. Yes, good that you turn on your video. Then you can all see me and I can all see your faces. So, Kiniti, will we all be doing the walking meditation? Walking mindfulness?
Yes, Bante. Yes.
Okay, great. So if there are any new participants, welcome. Today we will be doing mindful walking. And just to give you a brief explanation of what mindful walking is, you will find a place where you can walk back and forth. Not a very long path, just a path enough for you to walk for the next about 15 minutes back and forth. And as you're walking, as you take one step after another, I want you to remember to always have your attention on the steps that you're making. So you go right foot, left foot, and this is where you should put your attention. And from time to time, you'll find that your mind is wandering. Your mind goes away from your walking. But when you notice that your mind is no longer with your steps, just bring your attention back to the steps. So you want to notice where your mind is. Is it on the steps? Is it on the right foot or the left foot? Or is it somewhere else? And sometimes you will find that while you're walking and you come to the end of the path, then a thought will pop up in your mind. Oh, I have to stop. Otherwise, I will run into this wall. I don't want to run into a wall. And so I have to stop. I have to turn and then go back the other way. And when you get to the end of your path, you'll notice the thought comes up again. And then you will stop, you will turn, then you will walk the other way. So just like this, let us begin our mindful walking. Who will be our timer?
Niranja will play the bell for us, Bante.
All right, great, wonderful. So I suppose we can begin now. And when the bell goes, let us all All right, everybody, you may come back to your seat. We've now completed mindful walking. And do we straight away go into the sitting? Okay.
Yes, Bhante.
All right, great. So now let's sit comfortably. We will carry on with our mindfulness. Let us sit comfortably. Now let us close our eyes. Just lightly. I'm seeing someone going like this. You can look, you can open your eyes. I'm seeing someone going like this. No, don't go like this. Just close your eyes very gently. Now you may close your eyes again. Close your eyes very gently and bring your attention to your surroundings. You are hearing things. You are smelling things. Perhaps there is a taste in your mouth. Or you're feeling things on your body. You can feel air that you're sitting. Is it soft? Is it? These are the things that you want to notice. Your attention will be going to all these things that you are sensing with your body, you're feeling or hearing or smelling. Now let us bring our attention to our breath. We are breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And don't try to control it. Don't try to force your breathing. Just let it be how it usually is. Relaxed, breathing in, breathing out. And from time to time, your mind will move away from your breath and it will notice something else. Now just notice what that thing is. Where has my mind gone now? It has gone to a sound that I have heard. Maybe I have smelled something and my mind is starting to think about this thing. However, when you notice that your mind is on something else, bring it back to your breath. Bring your attention back to your breath and see that you are breathing in and you are breathing out. Now try as much as possible to stay with your breathing in and your breathing out. Always notice what is happening, whether the mind is with the breathing in or breathing out, or whether the mind is somewhere else. Just notice it. Just like this, let us sit and continue until the bell goes. Okay, everybody, you can now open your eyes. Are we all back? Good. Now we can move to the next portion of the program and write our reports. I believe you all have a journal where you record your reports for mindful sitting and walking. And if you're new, you can just grab a piece of paper and a pen and write your report. Now, what will your report look like? You will want to write in your report whether you were able to notice that you were breathing in or breathing out. You can also tell us whether you noticed that your mind was thinking about something else that is not breathing in or breathing out. Maybe when you were sitting, was the chair soft? Was it comfortable? Sometimes when it becomes comfortable, we want to fall asleep. It's very warm. Or maybe when you were walking, what was the texture of the surface you were walking on? Was it soft or hard or hot or cold? Now, these are just examples. You will tell us in your own words what you felt when you were being mindful sitting and when you were being mindful walking. Now, let us begin. All right, everybody. Have we wrapped up our reports? Have we finished? If you have, please raise your little Zoom hand. Pasat is finished. Laviru is finished. Sanhita is finished. Tisak has finished. Olu is finished. And Samsung SMX200. This one has the name of a phone. They have finished.
So then should we start the discussing period?
Yes, please. Thank you, Tenuka.
Pasat, you can unmute.
Mindful walking. When I was doing mindful walking, I was very calm. I was walking mindfully because nothing was disturbing me. Because it was a quiet, because it was a quiet day until it started raining while I was doing mindful sitting. But while I was walking, a thought came into my head. The thought was about why wasn't Venerable Dhammakusala Thero there, but then I quickly became mindful. And when the bell rang, I returned to my seat. Mindful sitting. When I was doing mindful sitting, I felt my in-breath and out-breath going through my nostrils. But then a heavy rain started. A little bit of loud thunder rumble, but I still was mindful because I practice mindful sitting and mindful walking daily. But then I got distracted. But then I quickly became mindful again, and when the bell rang, I opened my eyes and started writing my mindful experiences.
All right. Pasat, I think you did a wonderful job with noting where your mind is. I can clearly tell that this is not your first time doing mindful sitting and mindful walking. You can see how your thoughts moved away from your breathing or your walking. Now, when you said that you were thinking where Venerable Dhammakusala is, were you walking or were you sitting?
Walking.
Were you walking or were you sitting?
I was doing mindful walking.
You were doing mindful walking. All right, that is very good. You notice that even when we are doing our daily activities at home, maybe cleaning or maybe taking a shower, bathing, sometimes our mind is not noticing what we are doing at that time. It is thinking other thoughts. But when we continue to train our mind to be mindful, to always be in the present moment, then we allow ourselves to carry this practice into our daily lives. And when we are mindful, our mind is right here in the present. We don't have so much fear. We don't have worry. We don't have anger or anxiety. We don't become nervous and things like that. So I think you did a great job, Pasat. And you can do at least 10 minutes every day, mindful walking or mindful sitting. You can do that now?
Yes.
Yes, that is very good. Keep up, Pasat. Can we move on to the next one?
Yes, Navin answer. Next, Laviru can unmute.
Mindful walking. I felt that the floor was rough in most places, but was a little bit soft in one place. I felt that my hands touched each other when they touched, I felt that my hands touched each other, and when they touched my clothes, I felt that my clothes were very soft. I felt a pain in both my thighs when I gave the weight of my body to one leg. I felt that there is some functions in my chest. Sometimes I touched my back straps, so I felt they were off. I felt a little unbalanced sometimes. Mindful sitting. I felt the pressure on my back. I felt like the chair was tilted towards the right side. I felt my hands touch each other and the material of my clothes, which was the same as in mindful walking. I felt that my legs touched each other and slightly touched the chair. I felt that my whole body was relaxed. I felt that in my uh, in breath, from my out in breath and out breath, uh, they both touched the edge of the nostrils. I felt like the right nostril was kind of running. I felt that thoughts are thoughts from the beginning, but sometimes I felt it after some time. After some time, I heard the bell echoing. End of the report.
Great, Laviru. Now, you mentioned that in your walking meditation, you could feel some pain in your thigh when
Yeah.
your weight shifted from one leg to the other. And when you felt this pain, did you notice how it made you feel? Did it make you feel good or bad?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. That is also good. Sometimes when we are being mindful, things happen outside and they cause us to feel a certain kind of way. Sometimes we feel good about it or happy. Sometimes we feel bad about it or we feel annoyed. And sometimes it's neither happy nor happiness nor, feeling annoyance. It's just okay. It's just fine. And this noticing how you're feeling, all of that is part of being mindful. So any little thing that happens, if you're really mindful, then your attention should be able to pick it up. You should be able to know it. So this is a sign that you are maturing in mindfulness. When you start to notice these small details, you also mentioned that you noticed how the air is touching the nostrils. When your mindfulness keeps growing, you become more alert. You become more aware of very small details. And even your memory, your capacity to remember things, it increases. And all these are the benefits of being mindful. So you should keep it up, Laviru.
Sanhita, you can
Mindful walking. My mindful walking experience was mindful enough to relax my mind and body. I felt that the floor that I was walking on is actually a cement floor, and I felt the coldness of that floor. Mindful sitting. My mindful sitting experience was also like the mindful walking because it is also mindful enough to relax my mind and body. And it also lets me breathe in and out. And when the bell rang, I sat into my chair.
All right. Good, Sanhita. I could not hear you very properly. You were kind of dipping in and out, but I did get the whole report in totality. and keep up the practice of mindfulness. It is good that you noticed the temperature of the floor. You said that the floor was hard. And whenever you are doing mindful walking, when you start noticing these things, always bring your attention back to the steps. When you did your sitting, your mindful sitting, you said that you felt relaxed. This again is a result of mindful. You're relaxed because you are not thinking about many things. You're just there in the present moment. You're being mindful. And so if there is any good feelings in your mind, then you will notice them. And when you notice that there are good feelings in your mind, you become relaxed. So keep up with this practice, Sanhita, good mindful sitting and good mindful walking. Next.
Yes.
We have sent Seniti Kanami.
Mindful walking. When I was walking peacefully. I knew that I was more comfortable then, and I was bringing my attention to my feet. Mindful sitting. I knew that I was relaxed, and I was bringing my attention to my breath.
Attention where? Did you say you're bringing attention to your breath?
My attention to my breath.
Great. And where is your sister today?
She said this class is boring, and then she went out.
Well, was she here when we started?
Huh?
Was she here when we started the program?
No, she said the class was too boring, and then she went out of here.
Good. Well, you know what? At least she knew that it is boring. She was mindful. She knew, oh, this class is boring. Now her mind is being mindful. And that is very good. But anyways, you also did a very good job with your sitting and your walking. Whenever you're
She's
walking,
here now.
I can see. Whenever you're walking, always remember to bring your attention to the steps, And when you're sitting, bring your attention to the breath. And just like this, you'll strengthen your mind, and your mindfulness will keep growing and growing and growing. So keep it up. Can we move to the next one?
Olu, you can unmute.
Mindful sitting. Mindful walking. My heels touch the ground first, then my toes. I felt the soft carpet under my feet. Sometimes the middle part of my feet touched the ground, but sometimes it didn't. I heard a couple of voices downstairs. Mindful sitting. I heard my laptop fan, which is a bit disturbing, but I carried on. I breathed in and out slowly, and while I was doing that, I felt my breath was going in the top, middle, and bottom parts of my tongue. I lost my attention, but after a while, I regained it. That's my mindful report.
Thanks for the report, Olu. You mentioned that when you were walking, you noticed that some parts were touching the floor while others were not. Again, this is one of the benefits of mindfulness. You start noticing those very small details that maybe otherwise you might not have noticed. Maybe my toes are touching the floor. The arch of my foot is not touching the floor. The heel of my foot is on the floor. Some part of this part is on the floor or not on the floor. This is a very special thing that mindfulness does to us. It makes us notice all these tiny, tiny things that we think about that every day they would normally just pass by us without us noticing them. And when we keep up with this practice of mindfulness, we can start being mindful even when we are doing other things other than walking or sitting. And so it's not just a life that we are living, it's a mindful life. Whether walking or sitting or doing anything else, we are always mindful. And this is going to be beneficial to us. Now, Olu, you said you noticed that the fan of your laptop was a bit distracting. Now, other than noticing that it was distracting, did you notice how it made you feel? No? Now, when you keep on practicing mindfulness sitting, you will notice that, oh, so this fan, it is distracting me from my breath. I want to notice the in-breath and the out-breath, but this fan is distracting me. So how does that make me feel? Sometimes you might feel, this fan is annoying. Maybe I should just turn off this computer and stop the fan so that I can get back to my breathing. These feelings that come up when we notice things, it is good to also be mindful of them and also treat them as just things that we are experiencing, right? So maybe in your report next time, you can go a little bit further and say that when you heard the fan of your computer, maybe it made me feel bad, or it just was just okay. All these are feelings that we become mindful of when we practice mindfulness. So this is how you know that your mindfulness is growing. All these tiny, tiny details about your everyday life. So that is great, Olu. Keep up every day, 10 minutes. Can do, no? All right, wonderful. Can we move on to the next one?
Harini, you can unmute.
Mindful walking. I felt that my feet were comfortable. Mindful sitting. I just focused to mindful sitting. I tried to focus on my breathing. Thank you.
Great, thanks for the report, Harini. You said that when you were walking, you felt that you were comfortable. And was your mind always on your steps?
Yes.
Your mind was always on your steps. That's right. Whenever we are doing mindful walking, whatever feelings come about, if we start feeling comfortable, then we should always remember, oh, I should return my mind to the steps. If we don't feel comfortable, always remember again, I should return my mind to the steps. Stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right. And when you were sitting, you said that you were trying to bring your attention to your breath. Sometimes we are successful, sometimes we are not. Sometimes you're just thinking about something else the whole time when we are supposed to be doing sitting mindfulness, mindful sitting. But that is also being mindful. So you should be very glad that you noticed that you are only trying to bring your attention to your breath. So keep up. Every day when you practice, notice all these small things and you can write them in your meditation or your mindful experience journal in your little book and keep it with you. So keep up, Harini. Let's move to the next one.
Himandi, you can unmute.
Mindful walking. In mindful walking, I felt that the floor was so cool. I felt my arms moving as I walked. I felt the dust sticking to my feet. Then I noticed that I was getting distracted by thinking about it. But I became mindful again. I took long steps and short steps. I noticed that my toes were the last part to touch the ground. Mindful sitting. In mindful sitting, I felt very calm and relaxed. I felt my shoulders moving as I breathed. Also, I felt my exhaling breath on top of my lips. I was distracted by the sound of the rain, but soon I was able to be mindful again. Thank you.
Good, Himande. That was a very good report. Now, you mentioned that when you were walking, you could feel something sticking to your feet. And not only that, you went further and you became mindful that you were thinking about it. So it happened first, and then you started thinking about it. This is also a sign that you are continuously being mindful. First, you stepped on the floor and something stuck to it, and you knew even further that, oh, now I'm thinking about this thing that is stuck to my foot. So now you're continuously mindful for your period of walking. Your mind is always with you. Your mind is always in the present. That is a very good sign that you are being mindful. And you also said that your toes were the last to touch the floor. So I can imagine your heel would touch the floor first, and then your foot would roll over until your toes were also on the floor. That is also very good awareness. That is good mindfulness. Your mind is with your body. Your mind is on your foot. And when it comes to sitting mindfulness, you said that you found the rain to be distracting. Now, again, all these small details about being mindful. First, you notice that the rain was there, and then you notice how it is making you feel or making you think. It is making me feel distracted. So now I should bring my attention back to the breath. Now, every day when you practice mindfulness for 5 to 10 minutes, notice all these small things that are happening. And this way your mindfulness will keep growing. And even in your daily life, when you are maybe going to school, when you have to clean things, you will see that your mind is always mindful, always noticing things and always being there in the present moment. So that was great, Himandi. Keep it up.
Next, Sehar and Vinith can unmute.
Mindful walking. I did 13 to 16 steps per lap. I noticed that the faster I walked, the bigger my steps were, and therefore the less steps I took per lap. I also noticed that the slower I walked, the less my legs bent. I focused on my walking. Mindful sitting. I felt a little bit sleepy, but I didn't fall asleep. Everything was silent. I felt my breath go in and out of my mouth and nose. I noticed that when I breathed in, my mouth felt cold, and when I breathed out, my mouth felt warm. I focused on my breathing. Mindful walking. I did 7 to 14 steps per direction. I noticed that my heels touched the floor before my toes did. The carpet was soft and bumpy. The bell rang and I went back to my chair. Mindful sitting. Mindful sitting actually felt longer than mindful walking. The room felt hot because the air conditioner was on. My chair felt very comfortable, so I almost slept. The bell rang and I opened my eyes. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the report, Sahara and Venus.
Yeah.
Yes, so these were 2 reports for both of you, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, starting with mindful walking, you said that you noticed you had different strides. The size of your steps were different.
Yeah.
That's great. You noticed that. And during seating, you said that you noticed you were feeling sleepy, but you
Yeah.
did. You know, most of the time, if you're sitting in a very comfortable chair, then you tend to fall asleep.
Yeah.
How would you describe the chair that you sat in or the place where you sat? Was it comfortable or not comfortable?
It's comfortable and soft.
Right. So perhaps that could have been the reason why you felt sleepy, but it's good that you noticed you were sleepy,
Yeah.
but brought your attention back to yourself and did not sleep.
Yeah.
And also, there were very small details that you noticed, like the temperature of the breath. When you
Yeah.
breathe in and when you breathe out, sometimes you feel that when you breathe out, it's warm, and when you breathe in, it's cold.
Yeah.
Yes, this is very good that you're noticing these very small details of what is happening when you are doing mindful sitting. So keep it up when you do the mindful sitting and walking every day, at least 10 minutes. You will notice that the things that come to your attention, the things that your mind notices, it'll just keep increasing and increasing. And this is a good sign. So keep it up, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So are there any more reports?
Swaminans, I think we are done with mindful experience.
Okay. Tenuka, did you give your report?
Swaminans, I was writing, but I couldn't finish it up and put it together. So
Next time, perhaps we'll start with you.
okay, thank you, Swaminans. Swaminans, next I would like to invite Kiniti auntie to start with the activity.
Okay, hello everyone. So first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Swamin Wahanse for being here today, and very happy to see all the kids actively participating, had a lot of reports, and even better because the activity we are going to do right now is nicely blending with what Swamin Wahanse has talked about at the beginning, the topic, and also the feedback everyone got from the reports collectively. I think if we take it as a summary, I heard the comment repeating that wherever our mind wanders, it will go into thinking different things, but then we try to bring it back to the breathing, or we try to bring it back to the attention of the steps. So we come back to this present moment of paying attention to what we were doing. So this is what we were talking about so far, and I heard that comment from Bante in many of the reports too, and in today's topic too. So the activity is kind of an extension of that. Now we say that it's good to be in the present moment, and I think that's what Bante was saying, the importance and why we should, why it's good to be in this present moment. And now with the activity, we are going to have some fun with a bit of time travel. Who likes to time travel? Who are the ones who would like to travel across time? Yes, Sahara and Vinith. How would you like to time travel, Sahara and Vinith? Oh, there are a lot of people who would like to time travel. Okay, I would give the chance Okay, we will now, during activity time, you have the opportunity to unmute and speak. Okay, maybe we'll start with Sihara and Vinay. Any comments of time traveling? What you enjoy in that aspect, can you say?
I probably want to time travel to the future and see what it's like.
Okay, so you would like to, you are interested about the future. Pasa?
I would like to go to our past and see what our past was like.
Okay, your past, like past when you were smaller than now or even before?
Mm, when
When you were even smaller?
Thomas Alva Edison was around.
Oh, that back. Right.
And Albert Einstein.
Einstein. Okay. Right. So that's Pasat likes going back, right? Okay. Laviru, what would you like?
If it's to the past, I would go and make my like mistakes if I have, and like if it's to the future, I will like see if there are like any mistakes and like correct it from now onwards and like see what it looks like in the future.
Okay, good. So that's something similar we are going to do. So Laviru would like to go back and forth, back to the back to the past and into the future, and to see whether we can take some of those learnings and adjust the present moment, maybe something like that, right? Methuli, what would you like to do with the time travel option? You can unmute and speak, Dua. Okay, right.
I would like to try time travel so I can experience how it's like in the future and the past.
Okay, yes. So we are all excited if we have that function, right? But do you think that we are already time traveling in our mind? That our mind is traveling to the past, what happened, and thinking of the things that are going to happen in future. Do you think it's already time traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that cool? Or sometimes does it bother us? What do you think?
I think it's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay, so we are going to try and find out that. Okay, so I want you all to just have pen or paper, the same book that you were writing, your journal is fine. I want you to write one thing, right? So we are doing a small time travel activity. Write one thing that you were worried about yesterday or in the past. So yesterday we remember very well, right? It was closer to us. So try to remember one thing that was worrying you yesterday. Okay? Let's first try finishing writing that. One thing that you were worried about yesterday. Okay, right. So if you are still thinking, that's fine. For anyone who has finished, the next thing is one thing that you are excited about that's going to happen in the future. One thing that you are excited about happening in the future. right? First write one thing that you were worried about yesterday, and next is about future. So that you are writing one thing that you are excited about. So one worrying thing from the past, one exciting thing from the future, right? Now this is where I said we already kind of had bits of the discussions on this aspect. Even Swamin Wahanse said that if you were nervous about, passing an exam or, something, so it might have happened yesterday, something like that, right? Not being able to complete something, forgetting something, or, being sad about something, anything that worried you yesterday. And also, something that's exciting in the future. You might be meeting up with your friends, or there's going to be, a party, or you are going to go somewhere. You are getting a new opportunity. You are looking forward to that, anything, right? So something that you are excited about the future. Are we done with it? Yes, right, good. Next thing you have to write is one thing that you can do. What can you do right now to make this moment more meaningful? So it's about the present, right? One thing that you can do to make right now, right this moment, more meaningful. Sometimes it can be a simple thing like taking a nice breath, right? And feeling relaxed. Or else now, right now, we are with this group. So what are ways that we can make this moment meaningful? Right? Okay. I'll leave it up to you to be as creative as you want. So how can you make the best out of this moment that we are having right now? Are we done? Yes? Okay, so now is actually when the activity starts, right? So now I'm going to give each one of you a turn to share this, right? So you are going to share with us one thing that you were worried about yesterday. Then you can tell what's exciting about the future, right? One thing. And one way how you can make this moment right now more meaningful. Okay, right. So who wants to take the turn first? All right, so I saw Sehara and Vineth's Zoom hand going first. So Sehara and Vineth, you can share with us first.
Do I say how I can make this moment more meaningful, or one of the other questions?
First, we will do the time travel, past, worrying thing, and the exciting thing in the future. And next is, the last would be how we are going to make this moment more meaningful, right?
The first thing, something I was worried about yesterday, was I did a test today, and yesterday I was worried that my pencil would break, so I brought 4 pencils. And something I'm excited about, later in this year, I'm going to Vietnam and I'm going to see my cousin. And there's something I can do now to make this moment more meaningful. Listen without getting distracted.
The last one I didn't hear, Sahara. What are you going to do to make it more meaningful?
Listen without getting distracted.
Okay, listen to this game, yes?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Vinay?
So I did the same test, and I thought that all my pencils would disappear. And I'm excited for this camp adventure that we're going to New Zealand. And I have the same reason, the same statement to be meaningful about this one. Listen to Timothy Auntie.
Okay, right. So you both had similar things that were worrying, where you both were worried about a test?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how did the test go today, Sahara, for you?
I think it went pretty well. I think I got a good score.
Okay, you were nervous yesterday, yet you were studying well?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, right. So I think that nicely matched up with what Bante was talking as well. So she had studied, and maybe today it wasn't too bad because of that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you said to make it more meaningful, you would try and listen to what we are talking right now
Without getting distracted.
without getting distracted. Sometimes it's a difficult thing, right? Because right now, before the activity, I too were getting distracted by some people talking, and I was kind of hearing that conversation and trying to pay attention and being ready to talk to you all. And then after some time, I thought, okay, let's just, listen to what's going on here. And the others were kind of background noise, and it didn't bother much. So that is why activities like this help.
Yeah.
Things, happen always around us. But every time we try to bring our attention to this moment, slowly other things fade away, and we get better at that practice of coming back. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Right. Next is Pasat, I'm seeing. Sorry, I may not be, I'm not going in the order, but I'm seeing Pasat next. You can share.
Yesterday, I was worried about the thing for the experiment on Monday. I am very excited about our school trip in the future. Listen and be happy now.
Okay. Listen and be happy now. So, you are worried about an experiment that's going to happen on Monday, right?
Yeah, we are going to do an electrical circuit.
Okay. So I think you already got the advice, Pasat, right? All you have to do right now is just to collect those materials and then be ready for it. And I think now, are you feeling worried when you are listening to us right now? Do you remember about that when you are listening to us here?
No.
No. So is there any worry right now?
No.
Not really, right? Because you are not remembering that. So every time you are paying attention to what's happening now, is there any worry?
No.
You're only worried about listening right now. Yes?
No.
No? You
No.
said, and one way to make it meaningful is to listen and be happy. How can you be happy right now?
Listening to the activity.
Does it make you happy?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to take like a nice breath and see how it feels?
Okay.
Okay. Shall we all take a nice breath and see? Huh? Did it feel all right? Do you want to, can you smile? Do you want to smile a bit and see? Can you smile for us?
Mm.
A nice smile, big smile. Yes? That is, I can't see you smiling. A nice big smile. Sanhita, I'm seeing Sanhita giving a nice big smile. Where is Pasat's smile? Okay, right, that's better. Right, yes, I'm seeing now. Are you feeling a bit happy now?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. Okay, next is Laviru. Laviru, what about you?
For the yesterday, I was worried about becoming the first like group in from the PE challenge our sir gave us. So like he said, we'll get a chocolate bar if we became first, but then our group became second, so like we didn't get it.
Okay.
And like the second one is my education and my physique. And the third one is fully focused on the mindful activity we are doing now.
Okay, so you were worried yesterday about getting the second place or before the game, before the challenge? What?
Before the challenge.
Before the challenge, because you wanted to perform well, yeah?
Yeah.
So after becoming the second, what was the feeling?
We were a bit frustrated because like we became second, we just had one more, and then we still didn't get the chocolate bar.
Okay. But you know that you will always have more and more chances like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But at that moment, if you got the chocolate bar, it would have been even better, yes?
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you excited about the future, your education?
Yeah.
What are you excited about in that completing, finishing?
Yeah, and finishing and like the jobs like from the education I get
Hmm.
like a good job, like good salary.
Okay, so you are excited about starting a job and doing that, yes? Yeah, I think now you are kind of at the age of maybe starting on a part-time job, and maybe that's what your friends are talking about these days, Laviru?
Not exactly, but sometimes we do.
Okay, right. So, right now, to make this moment meaningful, what's the best we can do?
Fully focus in this mindful activity we're doing now.
Okay, yeah. So all are saying about, listening and being happy and focusing. And I would like to hear some specific ways and things that we could do. Now, some of these things we have actually done as past activities as well. Yes. Sometimes it might be a small stretch that we are doing just to, come back to this present moment. It might be a small, a light massage, maybe just to relieve ourselves. And we might be feeling a bit tired and bored and getting ready to sleep, some of us, right? So, something like that would make this moment um, very meaningful to you as well, where we will have no regrets later, right? And also, it might be just observing the people here, because we don't get another chance to see each other like this right now, this moment. We are meeting these wonderful people, seeing these beautiful faces, and this is a moment that we might not get again, right? So there are different things that we can do to make right now this moment more meaningful. So any other things I would like to hear too, okay? Right, next we have Olu.
For the first one, yesterday I was worried about getting my name on the board at school because if I be naughty now, I'll get my name on the board. Then for the second one, I might go to Greece in the future for a vacation. So I was excited for that. And for the last one, in the present moment, I wanted to participate to make myself happy.
Yeah, good. So, Olu I didn't catch the first bit. You were worried about what?
Getting my name on the board at school.
All right. So, getting your name on the board, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did it go? Is it something that's going to happen next week or so, or something that happened yesterday itself?
I didn't get my name on the board, but I might have got it on the board, so I was worried about that.
Okay, right. So these are things that, play in our mind and make us sometimes worried. I wonder if I would get the best place. I wonder if my name goes on the board. It makes us worried because sometimes it's a good thing because it challenges us to perform better, to be prepared. Yes. But at the same time, like we discussed, we also notice that these are thoughts playing out, right? And we might not have to get too worried. We can always use it as some thing to act on it right now, but not to get too worried and know that these are just thoughts playing out. Yes. And like you said, to make this moment more meaningful, you were thinking of participating in this activity. Yes. So your sharing of ideas is what makes this activity go well, right? So it's very meaningful that you participate well. Participating in this activity makes it really meaningful. So it's a good one, right? Okay, Sanhita, what about you? We can't, you have to unmute, Puta. You have to unmute, yeah.
I was worried about classes in the past. I was excited about that I'm going to America in the future. I was relaxing in just now.
Okay, yes. So you two were worried about, what was it again, Sanhita? You were worried about?
Classes.
Classes. And you are excited about?
Going to America.
Going to America. Okay, right. And you were relaxed right now. That's what was meaningful. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you see, that's another good input to the discussion. You have these big things, worried about daily things like classes and excited about a big thing like traveling to some place. And right now, when you think about it, when you bring your attention, you are relaxed, right? Okay. Tenuka, what is it?
One thing that I was worried about yesterday was somehow trying to complete all my homework that was due today from all my classes. Then one thing that I'm excited about the future is I'm feeling quite powerful today, so I'm excited on getting some good times in my evening swimming practices, which I have today. And one thing that I can do to make this moment more beautiful is be more mindful and not also getting excited about the future like earlier.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's another nice thing where sometimes some good thing is about to happen and we are too excited. We are happy and we can't wait for that to happen, but sometimes that's too overwhelming as well, right? And whenever we feel too much of something, too worried or too happy, you just need to remember that if you do something in this present moment, you can see how it feels. This present moment will always be relaxing, like Sanhita said, right? And it will be more meaningful, like Olu and the others said. Try doing something in this present moment, right? And you will always feel a bit lighter and a bit more relaxed, calm, happy, right? Okay, Netum and Mitum, can you share with us? Not there? Okay, Himandi?
One thing I was worried yesterday was I missed some notes by going to the practices of a concert. And one thing I'm excited about the future is about the concert we are having at school. And one thing I want to make this time meaningful is to do this activity nicely.
Okay. How can we do this activity nicely, Himandi? Are we doing it nicely now or can we make it a bit better? What do you think?
We are doing it nice.
We are doing it nicely. Okay. Right. We'll see what Methuli also has to add. Okay, Methuli, what do you have to say? You have to unmute Dua.
Yesterday, I had an exam, so I was a little worried. And in the future, I will have a sister.
Okay, yes.
And the third one, we could talk about our feelings.
We could talk about our feelings, yes. So that's exactly what we were trying to do in this activity. Yes, sometimes we don't get the chance to sit and see how we feel when we get worried about in the past. How does it make us feel, right? When we are worrying about something, hereafter you know the way just to stop, and one thing is to know that right now I'm worrying about this thing, right? And also if we are being excited about things that are going to happen, we just know that right now I am too excited about this. Yes, at all of those times after this activity, this should be a reminder for you. At that time, just see, how do I feel right now? What can I do to make this moment feel better, to feel better in this moment? Okay, so some of the things like you all said and shared, we can maybe a simple thing like drinking some water. Okay, because now see the things that you talked about in the past yesterday, all those things have happened and finished, and here we are, still we are keeping well, right? Some of us didn't get the first place, some of us, the plans didn't go as we planned, and some of us are still worried about next week, maybe going for classes or different things like that. And some of us are excited about performing well at a concert or things like that. Now, right now, today you are excited about performing in the concert, but the day before the concert, the time before your item, you will again be worried, right? So these are things that happen to us all the time. Sometimes we get nervous and worried, and at such times you can see how your body is, how you're feeling, right? You might have sweaty palms, and even we are feeling nervous sometimes, right? So just feel how your body is. At such times, just think of something and do something to make it more meaningful, right? Drink some water, speak to a friend next to you, you can hug a person next to you, yes? and you can share your feelings with someone. Like Methuli said, right now, what was meaningful is maybe sharing our feelings, how we feel. Yes? And we could take a nice breath and do some stretches, different things, right? Or we could draw and color, whatever that makes your present moment more meaningful. Okay, so this is the idea that I wanted to share, and I would like to invite Bante also to add any comments before we finish this activity. Anything that we have missed or Bante was observing, and to wrap up the activity maybe?
Thank you very much, Kiniti. I think all your responses were great. I think you know what kind of things make you feel worried. You know what kinds of things make you feel excited. And what I am very happy to hear is that for most of you, the things that the one thing that you think is very meaningful is being right in the present moment. Because being in the present moment, it's like a superpower that we have. Many people want such great superpowers like flying in the air or walking through walls or shooting laser beam out of their eyes. But one great superpower that we already possess, one superpower that we are all born with, is the ability to bring our mind to the present moment. It's something very special. It frees us from worry, fears, guilt, and all those kinds of things. So I am very happy to hear that all of you, or most of you at least, find that being mindful is meaningful. That's what I have to add.
Thank you very much, Bante. That's exactly the conclusion we were trying to give from the activity. Thanks very much for that comment. And I think, yeah, we can do the closing. Over to you, Tenuka.
Most Venerable Dhammoshad Swami Nuhansa, as we are at the end of the program, I would like to give a brief summary of today's session. As usual, we started the session with a small story about mindfulness. Then we did mindful walking and mindful sitting. Then read and discussed our reports with the group. I would like to also thank Kiniti Auntie for guiding us through the creative time-traveling activity with us. Finally, I am taking this opportunity to thank Amos respectfully, Amos Venerable Dhammoshad Thero, on behalf of all our mindful friends who have joined today's session and for giving us this valuable experience about mindfulness. Have a mindful week. Peruan Sanna you all.
Teruan Saranai.
Have a mindful week, everyone.
Thank you, Bante. And
Have a mindful week, everyone.
All right, bye everyone.